I want to now bring in Paul Rieckhoff on this. He is a veteran and a national security political analyst. He's also the host of the Independent Americans podcast. His latest episode focuses on Ukraine, including the M1 tanks and some other weaponry that the U.S. is sending. Paul, good to have you on with us this morning. First of all, your reaction to the U.S. now sending the tanks after Germany said they would send them, or in coordination, Poland will send tanks. Is this a game changer?
I think it is, Marnie, and I think it's the latest in a series of game changers, going all the way back to when we first sent Stinger missiles, then we sent Javelins, then we sent HIMARS, then we announced we're sending Patriots, and now we're sending the best battle tank in the world. It's a significant step. 31 U.S. Abrams battle tanks are significant. It is a formidable weapon on the battlefield. It'll be complemented by M88s, which are kind of like super tow trucks. They're there to provide the maintenance support that'll be necessary. It's probably going to take maybe till the fall, maybe even to the winter. But I think it's also really significant because the Germans are off the sidelines. They're sending Leopard tanks. The British are sending Challengers, and those will get there faster, quite simply because it's closer. Logistically, to move tanks from Europe and in Germany and the UK over to Ukraine can happen a lot faster than trying to get M1 battle tanks from the US, either in Germany on our bases or even from the US and all the logistical support. So it's significant. And I think it's also in anticipation of what could be a massive Russian spring offensive, or it could be a massive Ukrainian spring offensive. So it continues to go on. It's important, and it's a next step in what I think will be a number of steps for potentially years to come.
Paul, tanks have been around for decades. Everybody knows that. But what are the capabilities of these on the battlefield that will give the Ukrainians the upper hand? What can they do?
You know, it really allows them to punch through and take ground. I was an infantry officer and an infantry enlisted soldier, so we trained alongside battle tanks. I mean, it gives you the range of the cannons. It gives you the mobility. It gives you the ability to operate what we call combined arms, so with infantry on the ground and potentially air assets. And I think there's another component here that's really important, Marnie. This is a huge dose of moral support to the people of Ukraine. Every time a new American or NATO weapon system hits Ukraine, there's a new series of T-shirts. And the Ukrainian people are inspired to feel like they've got some more ammunition, some more backup, some more American firepower. We have the best firepower on the planet. And I think it's important to couch our investment in the larger terms of our national security budget. We're talking about less than 5% of the overall U.S. budget. That's how big our budget is. But we've taken out almost 50% of the Russian capacity. So that's without sending American soldiers. We're sending tanks, but not American tankers. And we're taking out half the Russian military. So I think that's also good for our national security and for NATO national security.
The other component to this is training. It'll take some time to get them up to speed on how to best use these tanks. What does that entail?
Well, we're probably going to have more Ukrainian soldiers here in the U.S., maybe at Fort Knox or at other bases in the U.S. stateside. But I think it's also important to underscore we've been training Ukrainians for a long time. I trained alongside Ukrainian and other NATO allies when the invasion of Ukraine happened. We actually had Ukrainian soldiers training here within the U.S. We do that a lot with allied forces. So I think this is going to be more of an ongoing rotation. And I think it also allows us to test our stuff. I mean, we're testing our Patriots, we're testing our Abrams, and we're doing it without shedding any American blood. So this is really important for us to continue to find out how good our battle tanks are. They were used in Iraq. They weren't really used much in Afghanistan, and this is going to be a big test of our technology on the most important and expansive battlefield of our time.
They asked for the Patriots, they got them. They asked for the tanks, they got them. Now they want F-16 fighter jets. What do you make of that request?
I think it's reasonable. I mean, if I were Zelensky, I would want to close the airspace. If I were Ukrainian, I'd want a way to stop the Russian missile attacks and air attacks. They've long since said they want to close their skies, and we can send them F-16s, again, without sending American pilots. I think F-16s will save Ukrainian lives, and I think we have to put it in that context. If your women and children and civilians and schools and infrastructure were being hit on a daily basis, you'd want everything. And Zelensky's been in a very strange position of kind of playing Mother May I with America. Every time he says, can I have another? Can I have another? And the F-16s would be significant, and in my view, would be another game changer. And it was Zelensky's birthday this week. So he turned 45, and he kind of got a present from NATO and America in the form of tanks. And I think what he wants next is F-16s.
A pivotal moment in this battle as we approach 1 year since Russia invaded on February 24th of last year. Paul Rieckhoff, always appreciate talking to you, national security, political analyst, and president of Righteous Media. See you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Marnie.